place to sit. It's the water. I think she's putting her legs in the water. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. I might do that shit later too. Wow, on YouTube. What's good, guys? How are you guys doing? And I hope you are coping, you know, with the current situations of life. There's a lot going on, you know, there's a lot going on around the world, and I know that it's not been easy on any of us, you know. It's not been easy on any of us, especially those of us who are taking this journey, you know, who are going somewhat against the world, you know. The world tells us that fornication and all of those things like that, you know, it's okay. I mean, it's not like I'm perfect either, but I'm only saying, how much do you indulge in your sexual urges, you know? How much do you indulge in your pleasures, you know? How much do you indulge your desires? That's going to show the type of person you are, the type of character you are, you know. So yes, today I want to talk to you guys about how semen retention builds discipline in other areas of your life. So we all know the fact that, or we've all been there, or we've all felt that feeling when you know you are supposed to go to the gym, or you know you're supposed to do something, but you decide to procrastinate it, you know. We all know that feeling. There's just this gushy feeling in our guts, you know. It tells us that, look, you're not meeting your potential, and deep down you know that maybe lying down or playing game or doing some stupid shit you are not supposed to be doing at that moment is not what you're supposed to be doing at that moment, you know. So you find yourself always battling with procrastination. You find yourself always struggling with keeping your word to yourself, you know, because that is how confidence comes about, and that is how self-respect comes about, you know. Is the fact that you say, I am going to do something today, and you end up doing it, you know. That's training your how do you say it, man? Training yourself to not go in accordance with your emotions, you know, because look, your emotions are always going to come and go, you know. Your emotions are always fleeting, but then there's only one thing that is not fleeting, that is discipline. You know, that is saying to yourself that, look, no matter the emotion I'm feeling, you know, I am going to get up and do what it is I said I'm going to do. Now look, when it comes to our personal life as people, or as men in general, you know, we tend to be relaxed because there is no sense of urgency. Let me give you an example. You know, you have a job, or you own a business, whatever it is that you do to make a living, you know. You understand the fact that if I do not get up and do that, I'm going to starve, you know. But then when it comes to our health, you know, when it comes to things that pertains to us as individuals, in form of character, such as discipline, you know, consistency and all of those, we tend to take it lightly because there is no, how do you say, man? You know, when you don't go to work, there is like a huge consequence from outside forces, which is your boss maybe firing you. But because you know that if you don't go to the gym today, like you are your own self-accountability. And in telling yourself that, okay, it is okay for me to like say something today and not do it, man, you're only reaffirming to yourself that you do not trust your words, you do not trust yourself. And then tell me why other people are going to trust you, you know. So it all comes from within. And semen retention in general is just going to help you to overcome those habits of procrastination, you know, those habits of putting things off. By the way, I'm on the roadside, guys. I'm sorry if there's a lot of cars moving, you know. That habit of you putting things off for later, you know, I don't know when that later is. When is later? We always say later. By the way, I'm not exempt from whatever it is that I'm telling you guys, you know. Actually, I might even just be explaining my own life to you, you know. But I feel like everybody can relate at some level, you know. So that ability to no longer procrastinate, you know, that ability to always want to tackle our goals comes from retaining our semen, you know, because look, that energy is always moving. It's always going to keep you moving, whether you like it or not. You know, you have to be up and about. You cannot just be in bed and not do anything with it, man. You have to be up and about, you know, and that is going to build discipline. You know, you find yourself maybe wanting to clean your room more. You know, you find yourself wanting to spend time in nature. You find yourself going for walks, you know. You find yourself creating a routine. That's what semen retention does for you, man. It just wants to make you get your life in order. And the number one way to do that is by becoming disciplined. You know, and the more you say no to your urges, the more you say no to relapsing, the more you say no that you are not going to go back to your former self, you know, the more you build your new self. You know, you are destroying the old, but the more you give into the old, you know, you are weakening the strength of your new self. But it is all part of the journey in the bigger scheme of things, you know. That failing and passing, you know, it was building a character, it was building you, you know, because I think this journey naturally is just going to drive you to find your purpose. And I believe the universe knows the fact that your purpose might be a very, very tasking job, you know, but because you are on semen retention, you know, it's going to be easier. But regardless, the universe is going to test you, man, you know, and that is the preparation for you now. You know, that's failing, you know, relapsing, and, you know, not having discipline. I mean, nobody woke up, how do I say, man, nobody woke up a disciplined man. You know, it all started from one day somebody said, look, I'm no longer going to betray myself, you know, I'm no longer going to say something, I'm no longer going to say I'm going to do something, you know, and then I'm not going to do it. That's me telling myself that, look, your word, I do not obey you. You know, if you're not a master of yourself, somebody else is going to come in and control that ship. That's one thing you have to understand. If you cannot control yourself, if you cannot tame yourself, if you cannot tell yourself that, look, I am going to do this and do it at that particular time, you know, I'm going to set a bell to wake up at 4 a.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. If you cannot do that for your own self, then I don't think anybody is going to be able to trust your word. And as a masculine man, your word is everything. Your word means everything. One thing you have to understand is that a woman can just be like, oh, I'm going to meet you here at 4 p.m. you know, and when it comes to 4 p.m. she does not show up. That's the feminine. You know, the feminine are not always held by their words, because we understand the fact that their words, whatever you are hearing in the moment, is just them telling you what they are feeling in that moment, you know. But as a man, we are logical. You know, if we say something, if we say A is A, we expect A to be A, you know. If I tell you I'm going to be here at 4 a.m., I'm expecting you to expect me to be there at 4 a.m. And if I do not come, then you act accordingly, you know. But a masculine man should be able to be held by his words, you know. That's what makes you a man's man, you know, not just anybody, man. Because a woman could wake up and say, look, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but it's just whatever it is she's feeling in the moment, you know. It's never take her words seriously. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a Japanese saying, a woman has many mouths, you know. Also, her feelings are like the emotion, her feelings are like the wind, they come and go, you know. But you, with discipline, you know, with consistency, you then start trusting yourself, and in trusting yourself, you find out that you have the confidence to take on new and more challenging activities, you know, because you understand the fact that you are going to keep your words to yourself. You said, I'm going to wake up 4 a.m. and you woke up 4 a.m. You said, I'm going to take a 30-minute walk, and you took a 30-minute walk. You said, I'm going to try and eat healthy for 2 days, and you ate healthy for 2 days. What do you think that is doing, man? You know, look, one thing about identity is what you repeatedly do as a person. If somebody cuts hair repeatedly and consistently, I would call him a barber. If somebody is out there saving lives repeatedly and constantly, I'll call him a doctor. If somebody out there is consistently training, I'm going to call him an athlete. So you are defined by what you do. That is your identity as a person, you know. So the moment you start taking your identity into the unknown, you know, that which cannot be named, and you start believing, because that's what semen retention is going to do naturally, is going to, due to discipline, is going to make you so trusting in yourself and the process of life that you completely let go. And in completely letting go, a certain type of power comes to you that cannot be taken away from you. You know, you gain a certain type of power over yourself, and that is the strongest a person can be, you know. And the more strength you get, the more mental strength you get, it definitely just seeps into other areas of your life, you know. It seeps into your relationship with people, it seeps into your job, you know. If you're doing a business, it seeps into your business, you know. It just changes your whole life, man. So yes, discipline is going to skyrocket you, man, in life. Consistency. By the way, I myself, just because I'm holding a camera does not make me the most disciplined now, bro. I'll be failing a lot, and that's why I'm here to tell you that it is okay to fail, man. But what is not okay is you giving up after you failed, because nobody is going to wake you, nobody is going to come and drag you up and say, look, this, I want the best for you, I'm going to push it. Nobody's going to do that for you. You are going to do that for yourself, man. You are going to carry yourself to the gym. You are going to have to lift that weight yourself. You are going to have to go home, cook a good meal for yourself, and nobody's going to do that for you. So saying this, I'm just saying, stop giving a fuck what people are going to say, because that also seeps into why some people might not be disciplined. Some people might actually just be afraid of their own success as well, you know. They might be like, what's these people, you know, what are my friends that I've been hanging out with going to say about me changing? And so therefore they tend to remain in the same space of life, or in the same consciousness for a very, very long time. All because what is somebody going to say about what I'm doing, man? Fuck what everybody's going to say. Nobody is going to. Look, you've been on this journey for a while, man. You've been retaining your semen for a while. Why do you think people suddenly start giving a fuck about you? Why did they not give a fuck about you before? You know, why is it that you're more or less like under the spotlight now everywhere you go? You know, it's because of discipline. It's discipline. That's just the difference, man. That's what makes the difference. Discipline. If you're able to discipline yourself, discipline your urges, discipline your sexual urges, man, bro, look, you're unstoppable, man. You become unstoppable. You become fucking unstoppable. So yes, keep on retaining, man. You look, keep on retaining, yeah. This time I took away from YouTube has really shown me a lot about myself as well. So yes, it's not a lose-lose situation. I think it was a win-win situation for everybody. Yeah, I needed to take some time for myself to figure out what was happening, bro. So yes, I'm back, and I hope to continue dropping content for you guys. I'ma see you later. Ciao.